Right, I've just changed over my GoPro 12 over from time-lapse to video mode, and I'm going to try and record the drive out of here, and then straight away I forgot to put my bloody seatbelt on. Oh, that's all you friggin' hear, that friggin' alarm going off all the time, so I'll have to stop, put my seatbelt on quickly. Right. There's a caravan parked up there in the middle of the trees, and all that's what the guys usually use for to have their lunch breaks in when they're cutting down the trees. Right. So I've come up from where I've parked at the bridge, come uphill, and it's very thin, this bit of the road. It's only room for one car at a time. And then obviously they've got these salt bins here for put salt on the roads for when it's covered in snow and ice, because these roads are quite difficult to get up if you're trying to drive a normal car up here, not four-wheel drive. So it's a 7-mile drive from the bridge where I've just parked back to the T-junction at Spade Adam, where I turned left to go down into GILSLAND. Because I clocked it last time I drove out of here, but I didn't record the driving out of here. So what I've done is I've gotten back to the car, I've turned the engine over for to start charging up the Digi-Power battery again, and the Enduro battery that I've got in the car already. So now that I've pressed record, it's charging up the battery from the Digi-Power battery again, and the car's running, so basically it might keep it going long enough to record the whole journey driving out here. Right over this cattle grid. Well, these roads are not very sturdy, they're just basically stone tracks covered in tarmac, so they're not very strong. So if you get bad winters like the snow and ice, it just all lifts and cracks and makes holes all over the shop in the tarmac, so they just become like full of holes, and the road's not very smooth to drive along when it's like that. Right, I've just put a new battery in and trying to record video again driving out of here. I've just come over the Ford. Right, I've just drove over the Ford behind this 250 yards, where you can either go through the water on the concrete ramp or drive over the purposely built bridge. So I'll just splash through the water because it's very shallow. So I was trying to record the whole journey out of here, but my battery went off straight away. I knew it would. So I've just changed out for the last battery that I had for recording purposes today. Right, let's go. So I'll try and record a lot of the journey going back through Butterburn farm here and past Lampert farm as well, going back out. Right, so just around this corner you start going through the Butterburn farm, and they've got the goats on the left hand side in the field. I passed the black goats coming along here this morning first thing. So they're just in this field now at the left, black goats. There they are. There's about half a dozen of them. And here's the Butterburn farm coming up now. The corner of the house just meets right close to the road, as you can see just here. And I stopped this morning and took a picture of they've got a wheelbarrow which is for flowers, and they've got Butterburn painted on the side there. It's like a flower bed, Butterburn. So this is Butterburn farm I'm driving through now. And then round this left hand bend is where you meet the bridge with the white painted railings on, where you go to Lampert Farm. That's Lampert. This must be the two guys I was talking to earlier. So that's where the parking went. They must have went across the bridge. Do a circular walk that I've done this morning. Now, as you can see, the sheep in the fields just here. So that's why you've got to be careful with a dog around this area. So this going out here as well is steep, a really steep bank, and that's why you've got salt bins again at the side of the road for to spread salt on the road in the winter, so it melts all the snow and ice. So people can get up here in their normal vehicles. So there's your gate with a information board on it. It's called Welcome to Gauk Bank National Nature Reserve, and that's down there to go down there towards the River Irthing down there to the left, look, and that's what goes all the way down to Crommelin Waterfall on your left. Just winds its way all the way down there. That's what's called Gauk, G-O-W-K, Gauk Nature Reserve. So you go over several cattle grates coming along here. There's some holes in the road that you've got to look out for and dodge them either left or right as best you can. You can see how it's been multi-patched over time with the road lifts in the winters. Here's the big measuring post again on your right. Want to measure the height of the trucks coming out here. That's fully laden with tree trunks. Got to get underneath them without touching it. Got to be the right height, so they don't run into the power lines when they're driving out these country roads. Right, so it's 12:55. I think I got back to the car about 12:30, 12:35. So I stopped to have me 2 oranges and me banana before I started driving off. So I just turned the car around and started going the journey driving out here. But like I say, it went off within like a minute and a half, so that's why I had to stop, pull over again, put this last fully charged battery in, and I'm managing to record now. And obviously with the car engine running, it's topping up the Digipower battery as well. But I've got it plugged into the side. Here's a stone bridge that you go over. And another cattle grade going over here. See the road down there to the right with that little stone square brick buildings. Go past that on your left. There's a hole in the road there now. So it's just went over to the right to bypass it. Right, so I've got tons of time to kill really. Because like I say, they don't start opening up all the roads into South Shields again until 5:15ish. people start going back to their cars and driving out of South Shields as soon as the race has ended. On the coast road, start walking back to where they park their cars and start driving out of South Shields again. So it normally takes a good couple of hours before the roads start clearing, so you can get back into your town. Like I say, every year it's an absolute nightmare for us residents that live in South Shields. There's just hordes and hordes and hordes of cars coming with families and parking up. This is like the road that you drive right along 7 miles from Spade Adam to go to the bridge where I parked back there before I go and do my walk. So as you've noticed, it's not very wide and it's not a very good road, but good enough for to get along. Left hand bend and past the next farm access road with a truck parked outside of it in a van. I'm glad the weather's held off all day. Like, it did try a couple of times, just tiny little droplets of the wet stuff, but it held off and it's been dry all day so far. It's great. The temperature's been just right. I'm walking. Not hot, not cold. Right, so there's your trucks parked up on your left. Right, round this right hand bend and start heading back towards Spade Adam. As you can see ahead, you've got the buildings to do with Spade Adam or Spade Adam here. You've got these buildings here in the flagpole, and then further down you've got the main porter cabin for the base of operations. So they're just like, must be just electricity powerhouses or something. If you notice straight ahead, you've got black cattle on the sides of the roads. Now normally that's what you see when you stop the car and park up at GILSLAND to go and see Promenade Waterfall. There's normally loads of black cattle in the field, just like this. And there's the Spade Adam container straight up ahead, painted red and white squares. Over this bridge, I'm just trying to miss the cow shit. Do you want that spread all up the side of the car? Thank you. Okay, so there's a black cow just at the side of the road. Spade Adam base of operations, where they do the operations from, the exercises. The command post, where they've got the Portaloo toilet there, and that green container's the probably where they've got the phone in and all that, probably the communications and phone. Right, so back along to the Crammerlin Waterfall car park, which comes up on your left. And if you look to the right, where the flagpole is, you'll see the fuselage of the supposedly Russian MiG aeroplane, jet fighter, that they use for target practice. Down to where the car park is now on the left, and the Russian MiG fighter is over to the right. It's just the fuselage that's left, just over there to the right. And yes, some cars parked at the car park. Look, van and a car. So there we go across the St. Crammerlin Waterfall. I mean, because it's not raining, it's easier going along the pathway to the top of the waterfall, because it's not all slushy mud and water. But because there's no rain, that means that the waterfall isn't running as fast and as nice as it normally does at full pelt. It's best to go when it's been raining a couple of days, get the full width of the waterfall going over the rocks. Spectacular. I've been there many times over the years. Filmed it and took photographs of it. Of course, I can't take Bailey because you've got to climb over a friggin' gate to get to it now. Somebody's got RV there and a car. Right, so we're going to come down this road now, half a mile, then we'll hit the T-junction. When you go over a cattle grate, then I'm going to be turning left and dropping down the hill back into GILSLAND. But at the right, if you turn right, you go into Spade Adam Ministry Defence Base at the bottom of this bank. So down here and over the cattle grate, which is just here, look. Now, like I say, if you turn right, that takes you into RAF Spade Adam. And left and dropping down to GILSLAND. So you've got the 40 miles an hour signs as you're going into Spade Adam, but you turn right there just before you hit it. After that farm cottage there on the left. When you see that, you know you're going to be turning right. Right, so drop down into GILSLAND. So you pass the access road leading to the GILSLAND Spa Hotel and Mary Magdalene churches on the corner. Then you drop down past a big house on the right that's painted green. It's called Orchard House. It's up for sale. It's been up for sale for a few years now, right? So that's the first farm you pass when you're coming up here from GILSLAND. Then you go to that second one and you turn right.